do we all really need to know the ins and out and all the P's and Q's of every single thing that's going on just so I can have a normal, daily, peaceful life? I don't know. Maybe. If you're curious, it's kind of like if you have a question, you're not going to be satisfied until the question's answered. And so you go, and of course you answer that question, and then you're like, now I have another question. I need to get that question answered. And so there's a certain amount of balance in your life that you need to take care of. You have your basic priorities and things on top of that. So all that to say is, if you've been like, hey, how am I supposed to be relaxed when the news is telling me that everything's going crazy? And I don't want to be just too simple and saying, well, just turn it off and don't watch it. Even though you could just turn it off and don't watch it. I've found you can usually get all the news covered by reading the headlines in about 5 minutes versus half an hour of them expounding upon 2 or 3 headlines. And like, I spent half an hour and you told me 3-4 things in great detail. So, but as far as everything else goes, you have to trust your instincts. I think ultimately the main thing is just when you realize that you don't have to be horrified all the time, that you can be okay with things. And I'm going to take a quick left turn, and I may wrap this video after this, but it reminds me of when my father passed away. And I know many of you have experienced significant loss, people that are really close to you, people that made your world, and then they're gone all of a sudden. And it hurts. But all that to say is, when my dad died, it was difficult to deal with the immediate change, obviously, and it was a long process. This was 10 years ago that it happened, almost around the same time of year. It was about a month and a month and 10 years ago. But what I found is that after a while, even there was like a fog, so sad, obviously, but what I really found is that it was difficult to allow myself to have joy. It was difficult to allow myself to be happy. It was weird. The option was there, but I wouldn't, for some reason, I wanted to stay, I didn't want to stay sad. But over a period of time, and it did take time, a little bit, maybe a little trickle of laughter, and after a few months, and maybe after 4 or 5 more months, maybe I'll have a good hearty laugh, and maybe I'll just, for some reason, forget everything that I've been thinking about and just enjoy the moment, which is really key because we have those moments. So ultimately what I'm trying to say is, once I was able to allow myself to have joy, I was able to have joy because it's always there. So what I'm saying is, if you're thinking about the world and the crazy stuff, and especially stuff on YouTube, which comes with dramatic music and really sped up talk, and oh my God, it's just like you're basically brainwashing yourself to be horrified and scared. It's an adrenaline rush. It's fun. It's like, what horrifying thing is, who are these invisible people that are coming after me next, etc., etc. And it's kind of an adrenaline rush, but it can affect you. And just remember that, just like right now, if you just look over here for a second. Look past your screen, see your room, okay? Look around the monitor, okay? And here is not where your life exists. It's out there, okay? And out there in the real world, where you breathe in this real air and expel carbon dioxide as your heart beats, joy exists. Right now, peace exists right now. I know there are problems that you're dealing with, and when you turn this video off, they're still going to run through your head because you want to take care of it. You want to be a responsible person, and you want to take care of things for yourself, for others, and you may not have those answers. So there's this saying, let go and let God. You can pray. You can say, here, God, take this from me. If you're a Christian, I guess you know the route you want to do. If you're a Muslim, you know the prayers you would pray. As a Jew, the same. The same with Mormons. I care, I guess, but I don't really care how you reach out to God, because I know if you do, God will reach out to you. It's a guarantee. So I guess this unveils a little bit of me. This is how I get my peace. Because I guess if I didn't rely in the God that created everything, I'm not sure. I really don't know how I could do stuff, because he kind of pumps the blood for me, if you know what I mean. He fills the water of my stream. I get all of my peace from God. And so part of me, it's weird. It's not weird. It's weird in that when I want to share about the things that help me, I don't want to hold back. I don't want to be untruthful and be like, oh, well, just do these things and you should be okay, when the truth is, I don't receive peace just because I think about it. I realize that I need it. I ask God for it. And it's at that time that I realize, hey, I'm kind of choosing to stay in the mental struggle right now. Maybe because I don't know any better. But now I can have faith. I ask for peace. You know what? Let me just try it. I'm going to jump in the river of peace. It's there. It exists. I'm over here freaking out. I prayed. I have faith. That peace exists. It's up to me to join it or not. And maybe it's a river of joy. Maybe you need wisdom. So the key is that you pray believing that it exists, and then it's up to you to get into it. Or God may just be like, hey, awesome, boom, here's a water balloon just full of peace. Psh, congratulations, you are now covered in peace. Whoa, that came out of nowhere. I'm super thankful, and that's great. But the most important thing I really want to let everyone know, especially people who, you guys don't believe like me. You're just like, whatever, you know, and I get it. I totally get it. You just have to believe that it exists because it does. And if you're like, no, it doesn't, things are too bad, well, maybe you're holding on to some pain too tightly. If you grab onto this pain because you think that you're supposed to do, if it's like barbed wire, the more you clutch it, the more you're going to cause yourself to be hurt. Sad part is that pain's familiar to you. And so by squeezing it, it's like you're putting yourself in a psychological place of, well, this is what it was like back then, when this was the only time that I was like experienced maybe love or affection or some type of comfort, but it's poison. So you have to, the memory is, the attachment is poisoned. And so the best thing to do is you have to let go of the thing that's been hurting you. Because at this point, it already hurt you once. Now, because you're holding on to it, now you're hurting you. So stop hurting you. And tell yourself, repeat your name, say, hey, I forgive myself. You could repeat that verbatim. For being hard on myself and holding on to this pain and punishing myself for something that was not my fault to begin with. And even if it was, you can forgive yourself for that too. And let go. You got to focus on today, this moment, and what you want to do for dinner tonight, or who you're going to go see tomorrow, or what you're going to do, or maybe you're just going to think and relax and watch some butterflies fly across the yard. And this time of year there's dragonflies too, so that's great. So I said I was going to wrap it up after that one part, but I guess I got going. So thanks for joining me. Please put anything in the comments below if you have any questions. I'm definitely kind of new to this more direct style of saying howdy on YouTube, but I definitely want to make some interesting things that are interesting. So that's that. Cheers, and until next time, see you later.